Here is an interesting and touching story of an elderly man who is fired from his job. The story of the last day. Ramdin was a simple man of 65 years. For the past 40 years, he had been working in the oldest printing press in the city. The hum of printing machines, the smell of paper, and the smell of ink had become a part of his life. Every morning, wearing his old bag and slightly worn-out shoes, he would reach the office on time, like a dutiful soldier reaching his post. That day, too, he had arrived on time as usual, but the atmosphere was a bit different. There was a strange seriousness on the faces of his colleagues, and the boss's attitude was unusually cold. Around noon, the boss called him to his office. Ramdin knocked on the door with a pounding heart and entered. The boss motioned for him to sit on a chair and took a deep breath and said, "Ramdin ji, you know that the company is facing financial difficulties. We have to lay off a few senior employees. Thank you for your services, but after today, you are not needed." These words struck Ramdin like lightning. He felt as if his ears were deaf. This reward for 40 years of service? Without any warning? Without any preparation? "Sir, I have spent a large part of my life here." Ramdin's voice trembled. The boss glanced away and said, "We apologize. You are being given 3 months' salary in advance." Ramdin silently signed the papers. When he left the office, he had a small envelope in his hand and a huge void in his heart. When he reached home in the evening, his granddaughter Asha ran and hugged him. "Grandpa, today I won the first prize in school. Will you come to my function tomorrow?" Ramdin nodded with a slight smile. He knew that he had time now, but there was also a burden in his heart. He did not tell anyone at home about his job. He did not want Asha's happiness to be affected. The next day, he wore new clothes and went to Asha's school. When Asha said while accepting the prize on stage, "I give this prize to my grandfather, who taught me to work hard," then Ramdin's eyes became moist. At that moment, he realized that perhaps his real income in life was not a salary or a job, but it was love. It was respect. The next few weeks were very difficult for Ramdin. The habit of waking up early in the morning could not be broken. He would pick up his bag and go out every day as if he still had to go to the office. Old friends in the neighborhood suggested that he start some small job. But Ramdin had the talent, but his courage was broken. One day, the imam of the local mosque said to him, "Ramdin bhai, you have a lot of experience in calligraphy and printing. Why don't you teach children calligraphy and writing?" At first, Ramdin hesitated, but then he thought, why not? At least it would be a good time. He opened a small lettering center in an empty room in the locality. On the first day, only 3 children came, then 5, then 10. Within 2 months, children from the entire locality started coming. Asha also went to the center with him every evening, cleaned the board, and helped Dada. Ramdin was now happier than ever. While making the children write A, B, and T in calligraphy, he felt connected to a new purpose. His eyes sparkled again. One day, a newspaper reporter heard his story and wrote a small feature on it. "Retired printer lights the lamp of knowledge for the children of the locality." The next day, Ramdin's picture appeared in the newspaper. For the first time since being fired from his job, he felt appreciated. The people of the neighborhood, many of whom knew him only as a greeting, now proudly said, "This is Ramdin ji, the teacher of our children." The story had a strange effect. The owner of the old printing press called him and apologized. "Ramdin ji, we have wronged you. If you want, become a consultant for our new training program." Ramdin apologized gratefully. "Now my world is these children, these pens, these books." Today, Ramdin is 70 years old. His Katabat Markaz has become a small school. Asha is now his biggest supporter, and she says, "Dada ji, you showed us that those who give up never succeed." Ramdin often repeats one thing: The job may go, the salary may end. But if the love for work is in the heart, then a person never retires.